The Association Baseball is back on B106, B106.com this afternoon. Second part of the doubleheader for the Mustangs. Berthoud High School, Jack Summers Field, Berthoud, Colorado, where Fort Morgan gets set to take on the Berthoud Spartans. I'm Josh Miller. Mustangs with a tough loss to open up earlier this afternoon against Northridge on the road. 10-1 was the final at Northridge High School against the Grizzlies. Loaded up the bus, traveled down the road 28 miles here to Berthoud High School, where the Mustangs set to regroup, bounce back, and collect hopefully a late afternoon win. Today's Mustang Express brought to you by B&B Appliance, 5 Spin Zine, downtown Fort Morgan. Place to shop for all your appliance needs. B&B Appliance, member of the brand source retail program. For the Mustangs, today their starting lineup. Brought to you by Cargill Meat Solutions. Cargill Meat Solutions take as much pride in the community, just as they do. Products they provide to their consumers, part of the KSIR B106 scholarship program. Leading off for the Mustangs, out to center field, Nick Garver. Matt Godo starts out at third base, batting second. Michael Fitzsimmons in the 3-hole, playing shortstop. Aaron Anderson at first base. James Martins works behind the plate. In this second game of the doubleheader for the Mustangs, David Mendez out in left field. Cole Frisbee DHing. Ada Alexander will get the start on the mound. Luis Fernandez out at second base. And Sergio Becerra out in right field. Sergio will be hit for by the DH Cole Frisbee. Ada Alexander comes into today's ballgame looking to bounce back after his last outing. At the inning of relief, he got himself into a little bit of trouble against Brush, where he gave up 7 runs in that 6th inning. Mustangs with a tough 4th inning in the earlier ball game today, giving up 8 runs and losing their chance to come back against Northridge. I had a chance to talk to Coach Langford in between games. He's obviously a little bit frustrated and didn't expect that game to get away from him as it did, but nonetheless, put the past behind you and get ready for the next 7 innings of baseball, and the Mustangs are here and ready to go this afternoon. It's like to bounce back and get some momentum heading into the Windsor Series that will take place the end of next week. We're going to honor the Stars and Stripes. We'll take a quick break. Be back with you for opening pitch. You're listening to Mustangs Baseball, B106, B106.com. Josh Miller back first at high school, where Fort Morgan baseball team gets set to take on the home team Berthoud Spartans. Mustangs looking to bounce back after a tough loss earlier this afternoon on the road at Northridge. Tri-Valley League contest that they fell short in, 10-1. Mustangs 3-2 overall this season. 0-1 now in Tri-Valley League play, as the Mustangs look to jump off to a quick start. As the Spartans have taken the field, and go up this inning, Nick Garver, Matt Godo, and due up third, Michael Fitzsimmons. Those 3 Mustangs look to get this ball club off to a quick start and bounce back after that tough loss. Setting the field for the Spartans. Out in left field, Mike Strandquist, and center, Luke Whitfield. Right field, Eric Moss. Zach Broshin at third. Vinny Grine at short. Austin Pending at second. Peyton Meinhold at first. C.J. Pachia behind the plate. And on the mound, big tall left-hander Luke Reed. Don't have much on this Berthoud ball club. Their information was not up to date before we got here this afternoon, so we'll see what kind of team and effort they put forth as we work through this baseball game. Saints at this point in the season have played more ball games than most of their competition, so I imagine Berthoud's just getting a start to their season, as was Northridge here earlier this afternoon. Throws made the second, finish up warm-up pitches here. As we head towards opening pitch, brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance, locally in Fort Morgan and Brush, offers home health, auto, farm, business, and workers' compensation insurance. Nick Garber, the Mustang center fielder, leadoff batter for what's been the entire year. He's getting comfortable up there in that leadoff spot, as he's set to receive the first pitch here from the left-hander. He takes his slider for a ball. As we're underway, Berthoud High School, Jack Summers Field, home of the Spartans. Mustangs on the road completing Second game of this doubleheader is Garver set to receive a left-hander's 1-0 pitch. Quickly hit left side through the 5-6 hole. It's going to be a single for Garver. And the Mustangs are in business here early. Good piece hitting there by Garver, setting the table for his ball club as they're off to a quick start. Garver reached for that pitch a little bit, nonetheless, was able to poke it through. He's on base, and that's going to bring up Matt Godo, number 21, Mustangs third baseman. Godo started a third in the first game here earlier today and finished up with the inning of work on the mound, coming in midway through the fourth when the Mustangs ran into trouble. As he takes the first pitch for a ball. First time in a little while Mustangs have seen left-handed pitcher. Garver's a little closer to the bat than usual, and Reed gets a quick throw over just to keep Garver close. You can follow us all year, KSIR Sports, KSIRsports.com, pitch by pitch, as we use the modern technology here and enter everything that's happening electronically. Garver goes, pitch on its way, he's called for a strike, and Garver's in there easily with the stolen base. Garver with great speed. Mustangs have proven all year they will be aggressive on the base path, and Garver puts himself in scoring position with his stolen base as Godo's got a 1-1 count on him and sets to receive the 1-1 pitch. Left-hander, quick check of Garver. High leg kick, delivers in the dirt. Garver's going to get to third easily as Godo takes the pitch for a ball, and he now moves 2 balls, 1 strike. Garver now 90 feet away on that fast ball. A wild pitch. No outs here, top of the first inning, just underway. Berthoud High School, where Fort Morgan looks to bounce back in the second game of the doubleheader. Left-hander delivers, 2-1 pitch, high outside, ball 3. 3-1 the count to the Mustangs' third baseman, Matt Godo. Good pitch to be a hitter right here. Just got to get something to the outfield to pick up that runner at third. Infield playing back. As Godo swings on, misses the fastball, 3-2, full count. Middle part of the infield's playing back. Simple ground ball up the middle should score Garver with his speed. Outfield regular depth. It's the full count pitch on its way. Curveball, ball 4. Godo draws the walk. Second base runner here for the Mustangs this inning is runners now on first and third. And Michael Fitzsimmons steps in. Fitzsimmons, one of the leading, if not leading, RBI getters for the Mustangs with 8 already this season. And has himself another RBI opportunity with Garver 90 feet away at third base. Left-hander checks the runners. His fastball taken for a strike. A good pitch to hit as Fitzsimmons did a good job there to take that pitch a little bit down and away as he now gets a quick sign from Coach Langford, steps back in, left-hander sets, quick check of the runner, now a throw over. Left-handed pitcher, left-handed first baseman. As Matt Godo extends his lead. Fitzsimmons, fastball in the dirt. One the count, and Michael Fitzsimmons, top of the first inning. Berthoud High School, Mustangs had a doubleheader today. Played at Northridge, as I've mentioned. Loaded the bus, drove across Highway 25 here to Berthoud. Godo in motion is going to get there easily. As the ball bounces in the dirt for ball 2 on Fitzsimmons. Mustangs now have runners at second and third. Nothing the catcher could do there to defend that stolen base by Godo. As runners now at second and third. No outs here for the Mustangs. Top half first inning. Pitch on its way to Fitzsimmons again in the dirt as the count moves to 3-1. Spartans have the open base at first. And it's Fitzsimmons in a very good hitting count, 3-1. As the left-hander sets and delivers. 3-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Good cut there by Fitzsimmons. Just not able to come up with it as the count moves 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners at second and third for the Mustangs as Fitzsimmons set to get the 3-2 pitch. Left-hander delivers, high and outside, ball 4. Bases loaded here for the Mustangs. Nobody out, top of the first inning. For Morgan, the visiting ball club, playing the home team, Berthoud Spartans. Jack Summers Field, beautiful day. Clouds started to roll in, but still a nice 70 degrees. As Aaron Anderson, the left-handed swinging first baseman, steps in and takes ball 1. T.O. Charlie's. See T.O. Charlie's for a great used car truck today. If you don't see what you want on the lot, they'll find it for you. 700 West Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. Left-hander's 1-0 pitch. Fouled off left side by Anderson. Good cut. Anderson had a lot of foul balls in that first game earlier today, not able to get that barrel out in front. Imagine coming off the basketball season, he's still working to find his timing here early in the 2012 season. 1-1 count on, pitch on its way, high and inside, ball 2. Two ones to count on Aaron Anderson. As we've seen all year, Frisbee and Anderson flip-flopping at DH and first bases. That's what's happened here again today as Anderson takes the 2-1 pitch down and outside for a ball. 3 balls, 1 strike. Aaron Anderson, Mustangs first baseman, he DH'd earlier today. And with the 3-1 count, there's nowhere to put him. I imagine this would be a good pitch to hit as Anderson sets to receive it, pulls it hard right side. Fielded by the first baseman. He's got no other play but to step on the bag, and the Mustangs are going to score their first run here this afternoon as Garver comes across home plate. And the Mustangs lead the Spartans 1-0 on the put-out by the first baseman on Anderson's ground ball. Everybody moves up 90 feet. Mustangs with runners at second and third as James Martin steps in and fouls it off right side. Go to the base runner at third. Fitzsimmons out at second. James Martins, Mustangs catcher. 0-1 the count as he takes ball 1 high and outside. 1-1 the count on James Martins. Catching is Martins this afternoon. We saw him out in left field earlier today. We've seen him on the mound this season. Martins found a way to contribute to his ball club very early on as he hits the baseball back up the middle and through. Mustangs running as Godo scores easily. Ball can't be fielded cleanly. Nonetheless, he didn't have a chance on Fitzsimmons anyway as Fitzsimmons sprints across. And the Mustangs off to a quick start and lead now 3-0 on the 2 RBI single by James Martins. Good piece of hitting there by James as he's been pretty hot this 2012 season and picks up 2 RBIs, helps his team extend their lead 3-0 here early, top of the first inning, as the Mustangs still only have 1 out. David Mendez steps in for the Mustangs. Quick check by the pitcher, Reed. At first, now left-hander delivers. Swung on, foul left side. Oh, almost fair. But it took a big bounce there as the baseball approached the bag and went foul. No balls, 1 strike on number 6, David Mendez. Mendez, Mustangs pitcher, fell to 2-1 with the loss earlier this afternoon. Got off to a quick start, but lost it in the 4th inning. As he looks to add to Mustangs' early momentum here late this afternoon. The 0-1 pitch misses for a ball. 1-1 the count. David Mendez, right-handed batter for the Mustangs. And we see Jacob Fricks come in to run as a courtesy runner down over at first base for the Mustangs catcher, James Martins. Pitch in the dirt makes the count 2 balls, 1 strike on David Mendez. Jacob Frick, the courtesy runner at first, off the bag. Quick check by the pitcher. Frick's in motion and going. Ball's in the dirt, and he's going to be there easily as he gets the stolen base. And the count moves to 3-1 on the Mustangs, David Mendez. Mustangs in business here early, top of the first inning. 1 out, and lead 3-0 as Mendez takes ball 4. For Morgan with runners on first and second. And Cole Frisbee's going to step into the left-handed batter's box, but before he'll get the chance to hit, the pitching coach for Berthoud wants to talk it over with his ball club and team. Frisbee's going to head down the third base line, as are the base runners to talk it over with Coach Langberg. Platte Valley Hearing Center in Fort Morgan, getting your hearing to its very best. This timeout also brought to you by Ackley Building Center, your one-stop center for projects around your home office and yard. Ackley Building Center, located at 1402 Mill Street in Brush. Buildings by design. The most important thing to buying a new building or starting a new design-build project is picking the right company to build it. Call Pat Walter, Travis Lefevre, or Jared Samples for your free bid. 970-842-5837. BuildingsByDesign.com. Mustangs head back to their designated bases for a count at second. Mendez at first. The left-hander, after his pep talk, delivers. Frisbee drives the ball hard left field over the left fielder's head. He's not going to be able to get there. Mustangs rolling. Frisbee going to begin to second with a stand-up double. Frick scores easily, as does Mendez. Just as we saw earlier today, Frisbee with that opposite field power does it again with the RBI double, 2 RBI double. As the Mustangs lead here early, 5-0 on Cole Frisbee's 2 RBI double. That left fielder not really giving Frisbee a whole lot of respect, and had that ball hit over his head. And Spartans pay. As the Mustangs off and in business here early and lead 5-0. Nate Alexander, the Mustangs pitcher, steps in. Saw Nate late in the first game as he came in right field. Left-hander's pitch taken outside, ball 1. As the left-hander looks here to regroup, and Luke Reed is laboring as we're approaching his 31st pitch. Fastball hit left eye through the 5-6 ball. Give me a single for Alexander. Frisbee moves on quickly to third. Frisbee had to freeze there to make sure that ball got by the shortstop, and he didn't get in a pickle between second and third. As that ball got through, Frisbee advances to third on the single by Nate Alexander. Runners at first and third for Morgan. As the Mustangs' number 9 hitter this inning, as the Mustangs have now batted around here in the first. Ulysses Hernandez, the Mustangs' second baseman, steps in. Runners first and third for the Mustangs. Throw over. Alexander's gone, and he's going to be out. Pickoff throw went to first. Alexander was gone on the first move by the pitcher, Reed. Alexander looked like he may have beat the baseball bet there, but nonetheless, it's going to go down as a 1-3-6 putout as Alexander's caught stealing. And that leaves Mustang one Mustang, Cole Frisbee at third base as Hernandez takes the first pitch for a strike. Nick Garber, the leadoff hitter for the Mustangs, on deck as Ulysses Hernandez takes the curveball high and outside, ball 1. Top of the first inning, Fort Morgan on the road here this afternoon, Berthoud High School. Off to a quick start as the Mustangs lead the Spartans 5-0, top of the first inning. And 2 outs. Ulysses hits the ball left side. Fielded cleanly by the third baseman, but the throw's not handled by the first baseman, as that's going to allow Frisbee to score. And Ulysses is going to be safe reaching on the air on that bad throw by the third baseman. Mustangs add another as they now lead 6-0. As Nick Garber steps in for his second plate appearance this season, or this inning. Quick throw over by the left-hander. Keeping Luis Hernandez close. 6-0 Mustang lead. Top of the first inning. 2 outs as Garver set to receive the offering from the left-hander. Right down Broadway, strike one. Pat Goto, Mustang's third baseman on deck. Michael Fitzsimmons, if we get there, is in the hole. Lucy's off at first. Again, a throw over by the pitcher Reed. Follow us all year long, KSIR Sports, KSIRsports.com. Pitch by pitch on ESPN iScores Gamecast. On the appropriate Mustang link wherever you have internet. As Garver hits the 0-1 pitch, left side shortstop. Garver turning down the line quickly. Again, the throw's not handled by the first baseman. Throw a little high. Hit the first baseman's glove, but nonetheless, again, back-to-back air says Luis Hernandez is able to go first to third on that air. And Nick Garver's on for the second time this inning as he reaches on the air. Looked like it was going to be the end of the inning, but that throw sailed a little bit. Yes, it did. Mustangs capitalized and looked to add another as they now have runners on first and third. Quick throw over to Garver. Keep him close. Nothing doing. As Garver had that stolen base back in the first inning. Garver at first. Luis Hernandez at third as Matt Goto steps in and takes ball one. It's the 36th pitch this inning for the left-hander Luke Reed for Berthoud. As the Mustangs have put a lot of pressure on him very early in this ball club and lead 6-0. Fastball in the dirt taken by Goto, ball two. 2 balls, no strikes. Count on Matt Goto. Top of the first inning, 2 outs. Mustangs lead 6-0. Morgan Federal Bank, your one-stop shop for all your banking and investment needs, from checkings to savings to IRAs. 321 Ensign Street in Fort Morgan. Hard hit line drive by Goto is caught by the third baseman, and that'll do it for the Mustangs' first inning. Mustangs score 6 runs on 4 hits and leave 2 runners on base. And after 1/2 inning, Fort Morgan 6, Berthoud 0. Mustangs baseball, V106, V106.com. Josh Miller here at Berthoud High School, where the Fort Morgan baseball team, after 1/2 inning, leads 6-0. Mustangs off to a great start and a quick rebound after their first Tri-Valley League loss this year to the Northridge Grizzlies. Mustangs in their road gray uniforms, sharp-looking gray and maroon cardinal hats, as Nate Alexander completes his warm-up pitches. We saw at Grizzlies Ball Club earlier today in their festive St. Patrick's Day green uniforms. Beautiful afternoon for baseball, beautiful day for baseball, and weather's cooperated all week. Up to a great, nice, warm 2012 baseball season as Berthoud looks to try to answer back as the Mustangs put up that 6th spot in the first inning. Austin Bending, C.J. Pachia, and Luke Whitfield. The first 3 hitters due up in the bottom half of this first inning for the Spartans. Jack Summers Field on Berthoud High School's campus. As the left-hander Austin Bending steps in, and Nate Alexander set to deliver his first pitch this afternoon, taken right at the knee, strike one. Good fastball by Alexander. As Alexander winds up, delivers his 0-1 pitch, change-up, high and outside, ball one. Goto playing back even with third base bag. Not really anticipating a bunt here as Spartans trail by 6. As the 1-1 pitch is delivered wide and outside, ball two. Nate Alexander, the right-handed pitcher for the Mustangs. 2-1 curveball, outside part of the plate, just misses. 3-1 to count to the leadoff hitter, Austin Bending. For the Berthoud Spartans, as Nate Alexander gets the sign from James Martins. 3-1 pitch, ball 4. Took a really good pitch, but nonetheless, umpire didn't call it. You'd like to see pitchers and umpires be consistent. The more consistent a pitcher is, the more likely you'll see those pitches called for a strike. As Alexander fell behind early there, umpire's not willing to give it to him just yet. And he got pitchers on. It's just as fast as he gets on, Nate Alexander throws over and picks off the base runner. As number 6, Aaron Bending, got caught sleeping, and that's going to be the first out. Just as fast as he got on, he's headed back to the dugout after that pickoff play. Mustangs have proven they can get runners out. He joined us earlier. Coach Langford in our interview discussed just that, and that every opportunity that base runners get on base is an opportunity for the Mustangs to get it out. And they just did that there. As quick pickoff move works to the Mustangs' advantage, and we've got one out, bottom of the first inning. Mustangs lead 6-0 as the count goes quickly 2-0. The number 2 hitter, C.J. Pachia. Get back up the box. Garver lays out, not able to get to it. It gets by Garver. It's going to be a long run for the right fielder, Becerra. As motoring around second is Pachia. He's going to be into third with a stand-up triple. Like the aggressiveness from Garver there, laying out, trying to make the play for his ball club. Team up by 6 runs. That's a pretty low-risk play there. And you don't mind seeing it with, less than 2 outs. 2 outs, you'd rather him just keep it in front. But nonetheless, good effort by Mustang center fielder Garver. Comes up short, and on that stand-up triple, Spartans have that runner at third, and that's going to bring up their 3-hole hitter, Luke Whitfield. Courtesy runner down the line at third as knuckleball of sorts. As Alexander misses with that pitch. 1-0 the count. Luke Whitfield for the Spartans. Alexander sets, delivers. Pitch is fouled back. Evens things up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Courtesy runner down the line for CJ is for 19. Which I don't have on my roster. Not sure the name of the runner down there at third, as that ball is hit down the line and just barely curves foul and into the trees. Interesting setup here at Jack Summers Field. The fence stops just past third and first base and then continues on down the lines with the natural fencing that is pine. As that ball rolls foul into the trees. 1-2 the count. Alexander sets. Knuckleball again, high and outside. Either a knuckleball or a split finger with a little bit rotation. But nonetheless, Alexander hasn't been able to throw for a strike as the count evens up. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Luke Whitfield. 2-2 pitch. Fastball hit hard left side, fielded cleanly by Fitzsimmons, thrown across easily to Anderson for the out. Run's going to score. And Mustangs now lead by 5. 6-1 is the score. As the Mustangs concede the run, get the out. On the ground out that goes 6-3, well fielded by Fitzsimmons across to Anderson for the putout. As Mustangs lead here, 2 outs, bottom of the first inning, 6-1. As the first pitch is swung on and hit to left field. Mendez broke in, now has to go back as Zach Brett hits it over the left fielder's head. He's going to be into second easily with a stand-up double. Not sure Mendez is going to have to deal with the sun here pretty soon as the sun's heading to the west, and may have been an issue off the bat, missed the ball, or nonetheless broke in and then had to go back and didn't have time to recover as that ball was over his head. And the stand-up double gives the Spartans another runner in scoring position. Alexander His pitch, a little bit late, is Luke Reed, the pitcher, as he fouls it off over his coach's head in the third base box. As the count moves, no balls, one strike. Bottom of the first inning, 2 outs. Mustangs lead 6-1. As Alexander set to deliver his 0-1 pitch. Check of the runner, pickoff play in time. 2 picked off runners this inning for the Mustangs. As Fitzsimmons crept in from behind, gets the put-out on the pickoff play. Alexander to Fitzsimmons. Going to do it for the first inning. With 1 completed in the books, Fort Morgan 6, Berthoud 1. We'll take a quick break. Mustangs Baseball, B106, B106.com. Josh Miller, Berthoud High School, where Fort Morgan leads the Spartans 6-1 after 1 inning. Mustangs back up here at the top half of the second inning. Michael Simmons will lead off for the Mustangs. Aaron Anderson on deck. James Martins due up third. As the Mustangs get 2 of the 3 outs in that bottom half of the first inning with a pickoff play. As Fitzsimmons takes ball 1 from the left-hander Luke Reed. Reed had labor there in that first inning as the Mustangs put up 6. 38 pitches. And is working hard here early on as his 1-0 pitch is lined. A shot by Fitzsimmons, but caught by Austin Bending out at second. Well and hard hit by Fitzsimmons. Nothing you can do about the ball hit right at the second baseman, as that's going to be the first out here for the Mustangs. And bring Aaron Anderson up to the plate as he sets and takes ball 1. Lefty-lefty matchup here with Reed, the left-handed arm, and Anderson, the left-handed hitter. Anderson defensively throws the ball right-handed, hits left-handed. As 1-0 pitch is swung on and skied to second as Bending comes up with it easily. And the Mustangs here with 2 quick outs to start the top of the second inning. And that's going to bring up James Martins, the Mustangs catcher, this afternoon. James with a single right back up the middle in his first at-bat. As the left-hander Reed delivers. Taken low and outside, ball 1. Sun will be an issue later as it works its way to the west and behind the mountains for the left side of the field. As Martins takes the 1-0 pitch outside, ball 2. Been pretty lucky here early in 2012 with some great weather. As the 2-0 pitch hit hard left side. Backhanded by the third baseman, thrown on across the diamond to first, just in time. Just barely in time was the throw as Martins was motoring down the line. Mustangs go in order, 1, 2, 3. And with 1.5 complete, Mustangs 6, Spartans 1. You're listening to Fort Morgan Baseball, B106, B106.com. Josh Miller back here at Berthoud High School as the Fort Morgan baseball team leads the Berthoud Spartans 6-1 as we head towards the bottom of the second inning. The Mustangs with 6 runs on 4 hits, leaving 2 runners on base. Berthoud 1 run on 2 hits. Berthoud's also made 2 errors as pitcher Luke Reed steps back into the box. He was our hitter to end the last half inning before the runner at second was picked off. Nate's first pitch outside. Either a split finger he's throwing or a knuckleball of some kind. Not much rotation on that baseball, but he hasn't been able to find the strike zone with it as the 1-0 pitch is hit hard right side. Fielded cleanly by Ulysses Hernandez, thrown on to Anderson for the out. Good defensive play there by the Mustangs second baseman as Alexander gets the ground ball and out. 1 out here in the top of the second inning. And headed here into the box is Eric Moss, left-handed hitter. 6th hitter in the lineup for Berthoud. As Nate Alexander gets the sign from Martins, pitch on its way. A curveball popped up, middle of the field. Fitzsimmons running into the middle, grabs it. Long run for Fitzsimmons, who's playing fairly deep at short, but able to get himself in position to catch that fly ball. And second out here this inning as Alexander gets 2 outs on 3 pitches. You like to see that efficiency, as Mustangs used 3 arms in that first game. First pitch right down Broadway, strike 1 to Cole Brackage. Some of these names may be mispronounced. Apologize. That lineup card I received was a little bit hard to read. As second pitch is swung on and missed, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes to count, 2 outs. Bottom of the second inning, Mustangs lead 6-1 against Berthoud. As the 0-2 pitch fouled back. Let's call that pitch the Alexander. As he throws that knuckleball. 2 pitch on its way right down Broadway, taken for strike 3. Good pitch by Alexander. And as quick as Mustangs took the field, they're headed back to the dugout. We're headed to the top of the third inning. Mustangs lead 6-1. B106, B106.com. Josh Miller, Fort Morgan Baseball on B106, B106.com, as the Mustangs lead Berthoud 6-1 as we head to the top of the third inning. Mustangs scoring 6 runs on 4 hits, 2 runners left on base. Berthoud 1 run, 2 hits, 2 errors. No runners left on base. Fort Morgan's found a way to pick their base runners off there in that first inning. And ending the Berthoud rally. As David Mendez is to lead things off for the Mustangs. Mendez with a walk in his first at-bat. Cole Frisbee on deck. Big 2 RBI double for Frisbee in his first at-bat. And Nate Alexander's due up third. Fastball swung on and missed by Mendez. Big cut. As the left-hander Luke Reed got Mendez to chase that pitch down and outside. 0-1 pitch by Reed in the dirt, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Mendez. Mendez, the Mustangs left fielder, got caught on that fly ball an inning and a half ago where it got over his head. As he fouls off the 1-1 pitch left side. Mendez is now behind 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cole Frisbee on deck, left-handed swinging bat for the Mustangs. Nate Alexander is in the hole and due up third this inning. Top of the third, Mustangs lead 6-1 as the 1-2 pitch on its way, taken high and outside, ball 2. Luke Reed, the left-handed pitcher for Berthoud High School, approaching his 50th pitch early in this baseball game. And it's on its way, swung on into the left center field. Mendez, big turnaround first. Fielded cleanly out left center field by the left fielder and thrown into the middle part of the field. Mendez left to stay at first. But the Mustangs get their leadoff runner on base with a single by Mendez. And look to add here to their early run total. Frisbee steps in, hit that double over the left fielder's head. 2 RBI double. Quick check and throw over now by the left-hander Reed, keeping Mendez close. Frisbee, for the most part this year, if he's hit the ball on the ground, it's been to the right side. If it's gone in the air or a line drive, he's put it in that left center gap pretty easily or routinely. As again, pitch is thrown over. Mendez going on the first move, but the ball gets away from the first baseman. So Mendez is going to be in the second easily, as Mustangs have shown here early in this baseball game. They're going to run, and they can run effectively, as Mendez is on to first, or off second with the stolen base. David Mendez now in scoring position. Left-hander sets. Frisbee set to receive his first pitch, as it's a fastball low and outside, ball 1. Reed there for the Spartans, trying to keep Mendez close, and in turn got the ball over there with Mendez in motion, but the first baseman couldn't come up with it cleanly. Mendez is going to get the stolen base. Mendez now off second. Frisbee takes the pitch, high and outside, ball 2. Good hitting count here for Frisbee. As He was in this similar situation in the first and hit that double over left fielder's head. 2-0 pitch on its way. Frisbee thought about it. Instead takes it for ball 3. Anticipate here with the 3-0 count. Frisbee will be taking. With the Mustangs up by 5, he very well could swing away here. 3-0 pitch. Left-hander sets, delivers. Fastball low and in the dirt, ball 4. Mustangs with runners now on first and second. As Nate Alexander steps in, the Mustangs pitcher, right-handed hitter. Nate with the single in his first at-bat in the 5-6 hole and out to left field. Just a quick check from Coach Langford. Mendez at second off the bag. Pitch delivered. Alexander squares, pulls back as the pitch is called high and outside for a ball. Alexander with a long look down the line at Coach Alexander. Coach Langford, as baseball coach Josh Langford runs through a series of signs with his hitter. Steve Hale down the line at first. Mustangs assistant. Left-hander delivers. Alexander again squares the bunt, pulls back. Ball's in the dirt. 2-0 the count now on Nate Alexander, the Mustangs pitcher. Top of the third inning. Mustangs lead 6-1. No outs with runners on first and second as Nate Alexander has the 2-0 count. B.T. Hernandez on deck as the left-handed pitcher Luke Reed delivers the 2-0 pitch outside, ball 3. Alexander again squaring the bunt, pulls back. 3-0 is the count. Coach Langford runs through his series of signs, and baseball player and coach myself, the universal take signs given as the 3-0 pitch is taken, ball 4. Mustangs have now the bases loaded. Nobody out in the top of the third inning. Bases loaded, top of the third inning. Mustangs lead 6-1, nobody out as Ulysses Hernandez steps in. Hernandez reached on an air. His first at-bat, hard hit ground ball to third. Throw wasn't handled well, and Ulysses has the first pitch go off his shin. It's going to be a hit by pitch. He'll pick up the RBI as David Mendez steps on home plate, and everybody moves up 90 feet. Coach Langford wants to talk to his hitters, pitching coach back out, and looks like we'll have a pitching change. We'll take a quick break. Back with substitutions as the Mustangs lead 6-1. Fort Morgan Baseball, B106, B106.com. Josh Miller here, Berthoud High School, where Fort Morgan leads the Spartans 7-1. Pitching change for the Spartans. As number 5, Zach Broshin, comes in from third base to the mound to pitch. Number 20, Carr Parsons, is going to go over to third base. The pitcher, Luke Reed's going to go over to first base. As things should be set now here for the Spartans. Carr Parsons, the new third baseman. And Luke Reed goes over to first, and the third baseman, Zach Broshin, comes into the game to pitch. Garver steps in to take the first pitch. It's a strike at the knees. Mustangs with the bases loaded. Cole Frisbee down the line at third. Nate Alexander with his lead off at second. Ulysses Hernandez at first with the first baseman Reed playing in front. 0-1 pitch right down Broadway is taken by Garver, strike 2. Garver 1 for 2 this afternoon, reaching both times, a single and on an air. Nobody out in this top of the third inning as Garver set to receive the 0-2 pitch. A curveball swung on and missed. It's going to be the first out. The top here of the third inning. As Matt Godo steps in, the Mustangs' third baseman. Godo 0 for 1. Lining out, and also has a walk here this afternoon. Michael Fitzsimmons, the Mustangs' shortstop, on deck. I believe that first pitch was taken by Godo as a ball. It's going to be ball 2. 2-0 the count here on Godo. Good pitch likely coming. The good hitters count 2-0. Mustangs again, bases loaded, top of the third inning, lead 7-1. 2-0 pitch, swung on. Good cut, foul straight back. It's a little bit down and away. Berthoud trying to pull. The count moves to 2-1 on Godo. Right-hander delivers. 2-1 pitch. Going outside. Strike two. The umpire here this afternoon has established the strike zone. It starts pretty low, and it doesn't come much higher than the knees. It counts 2-2 on Godo. Right-hander Zach Machin sets, delivers in the dirt. Blocked well and kept in front by C.J. Pachia as the count moves to 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count on Matt Godo. Number 2 hitter in the lineup for the Mustangs. Nowhere to put him with the bases loaded. Godo should be ready to hit. Pitch on its way. Fouled off. Right into the dirt in front of home plate. Godo hit that ball straight into the ground. Count remains 3-2. Godo, an aggressive hitter, has got a home run already this year, 3-run home run. As he sets to receive the 3-2 pitch, curveball hit softly left side. Not fielded cleanly by the third baseman. It's thrown on and wildly. Everybody's going to be safe. That third baseman just into the game, Carr Parsons, didn't field it cleanly, rushed his throw. It was a wild one. Came here to the fence where we sit, and everybody's going to be safe on the air by the third baseman, Carr Parsons. Mustangs hard on contact there, which is always good to see. Everybody advances safely, and the Mustangs add another as they now lead 8-1. Quick comebacker up the middle by Fitzsimmons. Fielded cleanly by the shortstop, but Fitzsimmons too fast. No play. Infield single for Fitzsimmons. Another run across as Alexander scores for the Mustangs. As they now lead 9-1. The pitch swinging was Fitzsimmons, and on his infield single, everybody moves up 90 feet. As the left-handed first baseman, Aaron Anderson, steps in. And he takes ball one. The count on Aaron Anderson. Mustangs still have the bases loaded, lead 9-1. That's the right-hander, Zach Roshan delivers, swung on and missed by Anderson to the backstop. At least he's coming home, head first slide, he's safe. Ulysses Hernandez scores easily on the pass ball. Big cut there by Anderson, got away from the catcher, C.J. Pachia, as everybody moves up 90 feet on the pass ball. Premier Farm Credit, committed to serving those in production ag. Premier Farm Credit, Central Auto Parts for all your auto supply needs. Stop by Central Auto Parts, West Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. Missed the call on that last pitch to Anderson. Looked like a ball. As he swings on, puts it in play, right side, run's going to score as everybody moves up. The throw from the second baseman cannot be handled at first as coach in the dugout over there is pulling out his hair for Berthoud as his team just cannot make a play. Not that the pitching hasn't produced outs, the defense has just really hurt themselves and extended these innings as the Mustangs now lead 11-1. Mustangs now with runners at first and third. Michael Fitzsimmons at third. Aaron Anderson at first as James Martins steps in. James 1 for 2. Single in the ground out. Singled up the middle, grounded out to third. As Martin sets to receive the 1-0 pitch. Fastball swung on, belted. Hard hit through the 5-6 hole. Nobody's able to field that as Fitzsimmons comes across easily. Mustangs add another as Anderson moves to second on Martin's single. Hard hit ball there by James Martins. Third base shortstop didn't have a chance to field that ball. As David Mendez, sixth batter in the lineup for the Mustangs, steps in. Mendez 1 for 1 with a walk and a single. He takes ball one a little bit high and inside. Anderson off the bag at second. Martin's at first. The first baseman for Berthoud playing in front of Martins. Not much doing up the middle as far as keeping Anderson close. Now the shortstop jockeys with him a little bit out at second. The right-hander sets, delivers. Fastball hit hard right field. Right fielder not able to come up with it. Mendez has to be careful as he's already almost to second. Martins just now round second. Anderson scores easily from second. Martins goes first to third on the stand-up RBI double by David Mendez. Good piece of hitting as he drove that fastball the other way over the right fielder Eric Moss's head. And with that stand-up double, to bring up the first baseman for the Mustangs, the left-handed hitting Cole Frisbee. Runners at second and third, one out. Top of the third inning, Mustangs lead 13-1. Frisbee first pitch swinging, hits it off his foot. As he cringes a little bit, ball made its way back to the pitcher's mound after hitting Frisbee's toe. Frisbee 2 RBI double earlier in this baseball game. Frisbee also has a walk, 1 for 1 this afternoon. As he's in yet again another RBI opportunity. The right-hander Broxton delivers. Fastball swung on and missed by Frisbee. Big cut. As Frisbee's now behind, no balls, 2 strikes. Martin's down the line at third. Mendez out at second. Frisbee with the 0-2 count. The right-hander for the Spartans. Zach Broxton delivers. Curveball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Count on Cole Frisbee. Colorado Plains Medical Center, transforming lives each day. Colorado Plains Medical Center is where people choose to go for health care. 1-2 pitch, fastball, fouled off. Hit well, but way foul, left side by Frisbee as he fights to stay alive. Broxton gets a new baseball. Set to deliver the 1-2 pitch. The right-hander winds up, delivers. Curveball, high outside, ball 2. Frisbee's been a patient hitter all year. He's got quite a few walks early in this 2012 season. Not a hitter that's shown he'll get himself out. He's going to put the ball in play hard every time. And as the 2-2 pitch is on its way, fastball hits Frisbee right at the belt as the bases are now loaded again after the hit by pitch. Frisbee not phased as he trots down to first. Bases loaded here for the Mustangs. Looks like Coach Langford is going to take Frisbee out of the game, which will eliminate the DH from the lineup as Sergio Patera will enter the game as the base runner. Frisbee, as the DH, has been hitting for Sergio, so with 3 at-bats here early for Frisbee, Sergio will get his chance to swing the bat from here on out. Just a straight substitution, eliminating the DH from the lineup for the Mustangs. Bases loaded. Top of the third inning, still 1 out as Nate Alexander steps in, takes ball 1. Mustangs lead the Spartans 13-1, bouncing back from a tough loss here earlier this afternoon against the Northridge Grizzlies. Fastball swung on it down the line. Collected by the third baseman. Hard, long throw in time. Yes. Good play by that third baseman as Alexander was booking down the line. Good throw there. Recovering was the third baseman, Parsons, who had trouble throwing the ball home a couple pitches ago. Nonetheless, Martin's going to score. Mendez has gone to third. Mendez to second. Picaro to second. Mendez at third. Martin scores on that ground out. 5-3 for Alexander. First pitch swinging is Ulysses Hernandez. His base hit out to left field. Both runs are going to score as Hernandez clears the bases on his 2 RBI single. First pitch swinging was Ulysses Hernandez and drove that ball out to left field, collecting the 2 RBIs as Mustangs add some more to their already very large lead. Ulysses Hernandez, the Mustangs' second baseman, at first. Leadoff hitter Nick Garver steps in for the Mustangs. 1 out, top of the 3rd inning. Mustangs lead 16-1. Matt Godo, the Mustang third baseman, on deck. The right-hander delivers in the dirt. Fielded cleanly and blocked well by Pachia. Two outs in this top of the 3rd inning. Garver skies the ball right side. Spartans chasing after it, and it's going to be a foul ball. No one's able to come up with it as that ball falls in foul territory. First baseman Reed, second baseman Bending, and right fielder Mass all in pursuit. Nobody able to get there in time before that ball falls in foul territory. Counts even up, 1 ball, 1 strike on the Mustang center fielder, Nick Garver. 16-1 is our score. Fort Morgan leads Berthoud at the top of the 3rd inning with 2 outs. Fastball taken high outside by Garver. 2 balls, 1 strike. Quick check down to 3rd. Nothing likely doing here by Coach Langford. As the right-hander sets, delivers to Garver. Garver grounds it left side shortstop. Fielded it. Now bobbles it. Can't get the throw across in time. Could be an error on the shortstop. Everybody's going to move up 90 feet, and yet another error for Berthoud as Coach Hollers for the dugout help each other out. And as a coach, always frustrating to see your team create their own problems and beat yourselves. And as Berthoud's done that here early this afternoon, as everybody moves up 90 feet. First pitch to go is taken for a ball. Mustangs 2 outs, top of the 3rd inning. Runners at first and second as Matt Godo steps in. Godo 0 for 2 with a walk. His 4th plate appearance here this afternoon, and we're still in the 3rd inning. Duo pitch to Godo. Fastball fouled straight back. Good cut. Ulysses Hernandez out at second. Coach Langford reminding him there's 2 outs. Ulysses got a pretty good lead, as does Garver over at first. Right-hander for the Spartans. Delivers. 2-1 pitch taken for a strike. Evens things up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On the Mustangs' third baseman, Matt Godo. 2-2 payoff pitch. Curveball taken, strike 3. Godo knew it. He's buckled. Nothing he can do about it. And that's going to do it for the Mustangs. And with 2.5 complete, Mustangs lead 16-1. Take a quick break. Mustangs baseball, P106, P106.com. Back here at Berthoud High School, where Fort Morgan leads 16-1. Changes for the Mustangs. A lot of them as Misael Franco comes into 3rd. Godo goes out to left field. Sergio Picaro out to center. Jacob Frick in right. David Mendez goes to 2nd. As the first pitch curveball called for a strike on Vinny Grind. Again, out in left field, Matt Godo, Sergio Picaro in center, Jacob Frick in right. Entirely new outfield here for the Mustangs to start the bottom of the 3rd inning. Misael Franco into the game at 3rd. Fitzsimmons stays at short. Mendez goes to 2nd. Anderson remains at 1st. Martin's behind the plate, and Alexander delivers the 0-1 pitch for a strike 2. Nate Alexander working very effectively here in this baseball game, as he's quickly ahead 0-2 and has only thrown 24 pitches in his first 2 innings. Curveball fouled off right side as Vinny Grind fights to stay alive. No balls, 2 strikes to count as Nate Alexander jumps quickly ahead. And the 0-2 pitch on the way by the Mustangs. Right-hander swung on and missed. Good fastball at the letters by Alexander, right where you'd like to see it in an 0-2 count. As Alexander collects the strikeout at the first out in the bottom half of this 3rd inning. Number 9 batter, Mike Strandquist. Left-handed bat for the Spartans, steps in, takes ball 1 high and outside. Alexander falling off to the left side of the mound there, arm dragging behind as that fastball stays high and away. 1-0 pitch is Alexander working quickly. He's taken at the knees, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Mike Strandquist, the 9th hitter for the Spartans. Alexander's 1-1 pitch, curveball, just misses outside, ball 2. Mustangs bouncing back, put it lightly, as they lead 16-1. As the 2-1 pitch fouled away, evening things up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Left-handed bat. Way late on that fastball by Alexander as it goes straight over the top of the third base dugout. Things are evened up 2-2 as Alexander winds up, delivers to Martin. High and outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out in this bottom of the 3rd inning. Alexander's 3-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, strike 3. Alexander taking care of business himself here in this 3rd inning as he's struck out the first 2 hitters. And the leadoff hitter, Austin Bending, steps in. He walked in his first plate appearance. Did Bending. As the left-handed stick steps in, Alexander gets the sign from Martins. Winds up, delivers, curveball, high and outside, ball 1. James Martins working behind the plate here in Game 2 this afternoon. Mustangs a long day leaving Fort Morgan earlier this morning, driving to Northridge, playing a 7-inning baseball game. Hopping back on the bus, driving across Interstate 25 to Berthoud, where we're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2-0 pitch, swung on and missed. 2 balls, 1 strike to count on Austin Bending. As we're at the bottom of the 3rd inning, 2 outs. Mustangs lead 16-1. Alexander's curveball outside part of the plate, taken for a strike. As Alexander evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Misael Franco on the left side of the dirt, even with the bag at 3rd. Anderson playing back with the left-handed hitter up at first as the 2-2 pitch misses a little bit outside, ball 3. 3-2, 2 outs. Alexander the sign from Martins. The right-hander delivers. Payoff pitch. Just outside. Martins held it there for a minute to give the umpire the chance to look at it closely. But nonetheless, ball 4 as the Spartans have a base runner. As the catcher for the Spartans, C.J. Pachia, steps in. He had a triple. Nick Garver laid out on a ball that wasn't able to come up with it as it bounced over to Garver's body, laying on the ground into the fence. She had the stand-up triple. First pitch is called a strike on a breaking pitch by Alexander. Alexander checks the runner at first. Anderson holds him on. Fastball high and inside. Umpire says it hit him. Hitter's not acting as though it did. But, excuse me, sorry. We're going to say a balk. We're going to say a balk on Nate Alexander. Not every day we see the balk called, but the balk's going to move the runner up to second. No pitch. 0-1 the count. On its way in the dirt. Ball 1. 1-1 is the count on T.J. Pachia with the balk by Alexander. Runner's going to move from first to second. Austin Bending being held closely by Fitzsimmons and Mendez as they jockey back and forth. Alexander sets, delivers the 1-1 pitch, swung on at the letters, strike two. Pitch wouldn't have been called for a strike, but Chia just trying to catch up with the fastball of Alexander, swings and misses, and falls behind 1-2. Alexander's 1-2 pitch, fouled left side, and foul. As the Chia fights to stay alive. That was the Alexander, as I've named it, knuckleball or split finger by Mustang's pitcher. As he's now starting to find strike zone with it. The hard fastball right side. Off Alexander's glove. Mendez was going to his right, and when Alexander got his glove on it, that changed the path of the baseball, and Mendez not able to recover as it gets out and into right field. It's going to be a single. And that's going to score Bending, making this a 16-2 baseball game. Courtesy runner there for the catcher coming on to first. And that's going to be number 19, which we don't have him on our roster, or maybe Cole Brackage. But nonetheless, courtesy runner down the line at first for the Spartans as Luke Whitfield steps in and takes ball one high. Bottom of the third inning, Mustangs lead 16-2. 2 outs. Runner on first base for the Spartans as Alexander sets, gets the sign from Martins. His 1-0 pitch. Fastball popped up. Will it stay in play? Martins tries for it and runs out of room as the ball goes over the backstop. And the count evens up 1 ball, 1 strike. Northern Colorado Title. For all your title needs, visit Tim Weimer at Northern Colorado Title, 205 West Kiowa in Fort Morgan. Nate Alexander sets, 1-1 pitch. Knuckleball outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Count on the number 3 hitter, Luke Whitfield. Right-handed bat. As Alexander delivers, again, it's popped up, this time in play. Isao Franco calls for the baseball. He has it for the 3rd out of the inning. With 3 complete, the Mustangs lead the Spartans 16-2. You're listening to Fort Morgan Baseball, B106, B106.com. Fort Morgan baseball team on the road today. Beautiful Saturday at Fort Baseball. The Mustangs coming up short in the first game earlier this afternoon on the road at Northridge, losing that Tri-Valley League contest as they have bounced back here in the second game of this doubleheader against Berthoud here at Jack Summers Field on Berthoud High School's campus. Mustangs lead 16-2 as we head to the top of the 4th inning, and Michael Fitzsimmons, the Mustang shortstop, steps in. Michael 1 for 2 with a walk, a line drive, and a single. Line drive, the only opportunity that Berthoud had to get him out, and that was a hard-hit line drive at the second baseman. Pitch by the right-hander, New Fitzsimmons in the dirt. As the count moves to 2-0 on Michael Fitzsimmons. 2-0 pitch by the right-hander, Brocken, popped up. Guy high. Third baseman calling for it as he settles in underneath the baseball and makes the play. Be the first out this inning for the Mustangs. That balk called in the last inning. The Mustangs Nate Alexander, a balk. Those of you who aren't baseball fans, it's an attempt to deceive the runner by the pitcher. That's illegal. And a free 90 feet for the base runner, which is what happened there in the bottom half of the third inning with the balk call. Anderson steps in for the Mustangs as he takes the first 2 pitches for balls. 2 balls, no strikes. The count on the left-handed swinging Aaron Anderson, Mustangs first baseman. He hammers it down the right field line. Fair ball. He's on his way to second. Wheeling and dealing is Anderson. He's going to be in there easily with a stand-up double. Actually going to go as a ground rule double. As I mentioned, these fences don't continue on to the foul poles. As that ball rolls down and out of play into the trees, Anderson's going to have the stand-up double. And that's going to bring up the Mustangs. James Martins, catcher for the Mustangs. Get the RBI opportunity with Anderson out at second. Right-hander Zach Brotchen delivers. Slider on the outside part of the plate, strike one. Martin's 2 for 3 this afternoon. Two singles and a ground out. 0-1 the count here is quick check of Anderson there at second. Pitch on its way, taken high and outside. Ball one. 16-2, the Mustangs lead. Top half of the fourth inning. One out. Mustangs with the base runner out at second in Anderson. And the count, 1 ball, 1 strike on Martins. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on and belted. Left center field. Center fielder giving it chase. The wind's going to keep it in the ballpark and allow the center fielder to catch the baseball. Anderson's going to tag and get to third easily, as Martins will be second out here this inning on the flyout. Anderson moves up 90 feet, tagging up. Bijou T-Quest, stop by 302 Main Street in Fort Morgan. Letter jackets, t-shirts, banners, and more. They're also your local experts customizing your team sports apparel. Bijou T-Quest. David Mendez steps in for the Mustangs. Anderson down the line at third. Mendez 2 for 2 today with a walk, a double and a single. Mendez takes the fastball, high, ball one. On deck for the Mustangs, Sergio Baquero. As the 1-0 pitch on its way to Mendez. Fastball, low outside, ball two. Mustangs limiting their DH when Baquero came in to run for Frisbee. Big swing by Mendez on the 2-0 pitch. Comes up empty. As the count goes to 2-1. Mustangs lead 16-2. As the 2-1 pitch on its way to Mendez. Fastball in the dirt. As the count moves to 3-1. Baquero on deck for the Mustangs. In the hole, the pitcher, Nate Alexander. Zach Brotchen, the second pitcher this afternoon for the Spartans. As Mendez hits it hard left side, fielded by the third baseman, thrown across the diamond for the 5-3 putout. And that'll do it for the Mustangs in the top half of the fourth inning. After 3.5 complete, Mustangs 16, Spartans 2. You're listening to Fort Morgan Baseball, B106, B106.com. Josh Miller back here at Berthoud High School as Fort Morgan baseball team leads the home team, Berthoud Spartans, 16-2. As we head towards the bottom of the fourth inning, pitcher Zach Brotchen due up first for the Spartans. On deck, Luke Reed, and due up third, Eric Moss. Mustangs defensively stay where we were at last inning after a variety of changes. Matt Godo's out in left field, Sergio Baquero out in center, Jacob Frick in right, Aaron Anderson at first, Misael Franco at third, Fitzsimmons and Mendez up the middle. Martin's behind the plate, and Alexander on the mound as Nate's first pitch to Brotchen misses high, ball one. Alexander working quickly and effectively as the 1-0 pitch is popped up and foul out of play. As things even up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Alexander set to deliver his 50th pitch this afternoon. Very efficient has been Alexander. As his 1-1 pitch on the way, curveball right at the knees, strike two. No attempt by the cleanup hitter Brotchen. As he takes that pitch and falls behind, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch, again a curveball, just misses. Almost the exact same location. As things even up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike three. Alexander has really settled in, found the strike zone, and made it a tough road here for the Berthoud Spartans as Nate Alexander records the first out this inning on a strikeout. It's going to bring Luke Reed, the original starting pitcher, now first baseman, to the plate. He takes strike one. The 0-1 pitch, down and outside, ball two. pitch misses outside. 2-1. As Nate Alexander, in his fourth inning of work, got 4 strikeouts and allowed 3 hits. 2-1 pitch misses outside. Ball 3. If my count is accurate. Ball 4 is given. It's going to be a walk to Luke Reed. Bringing up Eric Moss to the plate. Again, another left-handed bat. A lot of left-handed bats in this lineup for Berthoud. As Alexander now will have to work from the stretch with the runner at first. Moss 0 for 1 with the ground outs. He grounded back up the middle to Alexander. As Alexander's first pitch misses high and outside, ball 1. Bottom of the fourth inning, 1 out. Mustangs lead 16-2. 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed. Slider in the dirt. Even things up. 1 ball, 1 strike on Eric Moss, the 6th hitter in the lineup for Berthoud Spartans. Anderson holds on the runner at first. Misael Franco left side third base, and even with the bag. Fitzsimmons and Mendez work up the middle. As 1-1 pitch is called for a strike, and the count moves to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mendez gets the sign from James Martins behind the plate. 1-2 pitch just fouled off as Moss stays alive. Insurance Connection, whether it's health, life, or dental insurance, or Medicare supplements. See Sharon Kaufman at Insurance Connection. A 1-2 pitch. Another breaking ball swung on and missed as the second out is recorded on the strikeout. Both outs this inning coming on strikeouts for Alexander. You can read the runner at first. Still held on over there by the Mustangs Anderson as Will Brackett steps in. Fastball swung on and missed. Strike 1. Brackett struck out in his first at-bat. Most Mustangs are working on their 4th at-bats as the Spartans here work through their second rotation of the lineup. Hit left side, fielded cleanly by Misael Franco. Thrown across for the easy 5-4 putouts. Gets the lead runner and ends the inning for the Spartans. And with 4 innings complete, Fort Morgan 16, Berthoud 2. Listening to Mustangs Baseball, B106, B106.com. Josh Miller back here at Berthoud High School as Fort Morgan heads to the top of the 5th inning, leading 16-2. Substitutions for the Spartans as number 19 goes out to center field. Number 15, Jackson Luciak out at shortstop. As Bracci begins his 3rd inning of work for the Mustangs, Sergio Becerra will lead off. Nate Alexander due up second. Ulysses Hernandez will bat 3rd. There's no changes for the Mustangs. Mustangs, as we stand now, 16 runs on 10 hits, no errors, and have left 5 runners on base for Berthoud. 2 runs on 3 hits, 5 errors by the Spartans, and 2 runners left on base. Umpires making changes on his lineup card, and looks like we're ready to go as Becerra steps in, right-handed batter's box. After a couple claps from Langford down the line at 3rd. Underway here, top of the 5th inning, as the first pitch is swung on and missed by Sergio. A little out front of that fastball. Sergio's been in the game all afternoon in right field, but replaced Cole Frisbee on base, eliminating the DH. And this is Sergio's first at-bat this afternoon as he takes the 0-1 pitch, a breaking ball down and low. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sergio Becerra, the Mustangs, now center fielder, started the game out and right. 16-2 is our score, top of the 5th inning. The 1-1 pitch, fastball right at the knees, strike 2. Mustangs will be back in action next Thursday afternoon against Windsor. As the 1-2 pitch, the curveball swung on and missed by Sergio. First out, the top of the fifth inning here for the Mustangs on that strikeout. Going to bring the Mustangs pitcher, Nate Alexander, to the plate. Nate's 1 for 2 this afternoon with a single and a ground out. He's also been on with a walk. Nate's fourth plate appearance here this afternoon. The right-hander Brochin for the Spartans delivers fastball low in the dirt, ball 1. Equitable Savings and Loan, Northeast Colorado's hometown savings and loan in Fort Morgan and Brush. Visit them today. Alexander fouls off the 1-0 pitch. Right side out of play over the trees. As things even up here, 1 ball, 1 strike. For those of you just joining us, Mustangs lead 16-2. In the top of the fifth inning. The 1-1 pitch goes behind Nate Alexander, breaking ball that got away there. As Nate's now ahead 2 balls, 1 strike. Follow us all year, KSIRsports.com. KSIRsports.com. Nate Alexander fouls off the 2-1 pitch. KSIRsports.com. Click on the appropriate Mustang link wherever you have internet, cell phone, or home computer. You can follow us pitch by pitch with the ESPN iScore Gamecast application. Listen to us on the radio, watch us on the computer. It's as good as you get without a video camera. The 2-2 pitch, again, gets away from the pitcher. It's going to be ball 3. Catcher's not even able to get a glove on it as it goes to the backstop. Counts full, Nate Alexander. Isael Franco on deck, Mustangs third baseman. As the full count pitch misses, ball 4. Second walk today for Alexander. As Isael Franco steps in. Isael came back into the game a couple innings ago on the lineup, ultimately replacing Ulysses Hernandez. This will be Isael's first plate appearance this afternoon as he gets set to receive the pitch. It's in the dirt, ball 1. Isael's got a couple base hits early on this season. He's come off the bench quite regularly for the Mustangs here in the first 5 ball games. As the 1-0 pitch on its way, taken right at the knees on the inside part of the plate, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Misael Franco. 23, the Mustangs' third baseman. The 1-1 pitch on its way. A quick check of the runner at first, now a throw over. Alexander back easily. As the Mustangs have controlled this game from the start. Scoring 6 runs in the first inning and adding to that lead. As Misael hits the ball hard back up the middle. Shortstop unable to come up with it as it finds its way to center field. It's going to be a base hit for Misael Franco. Alexander moves up 90 feet. Runners at first and second for the Mustangs, and that's going to bring Jacob Frick into this baseball game. Frick's been in the game out in right field, but this will be his first plate appearance as he's come into the game for Nick Garver. With base hit there by Misael. As the sign's taken by Brochin, comes to a set, checks the runners at first and second, and Frick, a big swing, comes up empty. Quickly falls behind, no balls, 1 strike. Jacob Frick, a big, tall, right-handed bat. Like he with some power. Haven't seen it yet from him this year as the curveball is taken by Frick. Low and inside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jacob Frick. CTO Charlie's for a great used car or truck today. If you don't see what you want on the lot, they'll find it for you. 700 West Platte in Fort Morgan. 1-1 pitch to Frick. Curveball got away from Watkins again. Rockin'. 2 balls, 1 strike. Not much doing here as the first baseman's in front of the base runner, Misael Franco, over at first. Shortstop trying to keep Alexander close. As the 2-1 pitch is called for a strike on the outside part of the plate. A little bit low. Haven't seen that strike called all afternoon, but nonetheless, with the Mustangs leading by 14 runs, this strike zone's opening up as it counts 2-2 on Jacob Frick. pitch, curveball, swung on and missed. Frick goes down swinging. As Matt Godo heads in and up to the plate. Godo, this will be his fifth plate appearance this afternoon. 0 for 3 is Godo. He's reached also on a walk and an error. As Godo takes the first pitch for a ball. Godo likes to kind of dive out over the plate a little bit. Pretty aggressive hitter is Godo. 2 outs here, top of the 5th inning for the Mustangs. Godo, big cut down the right field line. Right fielder trailing after it, and he's not able to come up with it. Ball lands in fair territory. Sorry, the right fielder did come up with it. Got ahead of myself as it wasn't fair territory when he caught it. That'll end the inning for the Mustangs. After 4.5, we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Mustangs 16, Spartans 2. Fort Morgan Baseball, B106, B106.com. Josh Miller here at Berthoud High School, where Fort Morgan leads the Spartans 16-2. As we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, quick substitution for the Mustangs. Matt Godo comes in from left field to pitch. And the pitcher, Nate Alexander, heads out to left field. Mustangs leading 16-2 on 11 hits, leaving 7 runners on base. The Spartans, 2 runs, 3 hits, 5 errors, 2 runners left on base. The line for Nate Alexander. 4 innings pitched. Faced 16 batters through 65 pitches. Striking out 5, giving up only 3 hits. Walked 3. His day's over. Justin Flug has also come into the game, relieving James Martins. As the Mustangs look to finish this game off here with 3 outs, as Justin Flug enters to direct traffic here with Matt Godo. As Godo winds up, delivers fastball high outside, ball 1. Saw Godo briefly in the 4th inning of the earlier baseball game today, as he's now in his 2nd inning of work this afternoon. Godo's falling behind quickly here, 3-0. 3 balls, no strike to Vinny Grind. The 8th batter in the lineup for the Spartans. As the 3-0 pitch is right down Broadway, called for a strike. 3-1 now the count. As Godo works to settle in here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Fastball, fouled off. The count's now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. On deck for the Spartans, Mike Strandquist, and in the hole, Austin Bending. Mustangs, a very solid performance this afternoon, bouncing back after the tough loss. And the 3-2 pitch, right at the knees, called strike 3. Substitution here at the plate. It's going to be 13 for 18. It's going to be Nate Rubisar steps in. Rubisar takes the first pitch for a strike, as Godo's now working quickly and effectively, as the 0-1 pitch, right on the inside part of the plate, just misses, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. As Godo winds up, delivers. Fastball right where Flug wanted it, outside at the knees. Strike 2, and Godo's quickly ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch, curveball, swung on and missed. Flug keeps it in front. Throws the ball outside to Anderson for the 2-3 put out on the drop third strike. Be the 2nd out this inning. One out away with the mercy rule in effect here. High school baseball, 10 runs after 5 innings. Mustangs lead 16-2. As Godo winds up, delivers. Fastball right down Broadway, gets ahead quickly. No balls, 1 strike. Hour and 36 minutes into this baseball game. Mustangs jumped on top quickly. And have never trailed and never looked back, as the 0-1 pitch is a little bit high inside, ball 1. Godo's 1-1 pitch, curveball swung on and missed. Another substitution here is number 10, Caden Wise, is the batter. And that's going to do it on strike 3.
Spartans go 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the fifth inning. And the Mustangs are going to wrap this baseball game up with a final 16-2. We'll take a quick break, be back with some final numbers. You're listening to Fort Morgan Baseball on B106, B106.com. Back here at Berthoud High School, Josh Miller. Mustang postgame show brought to you by High Plains Bank in Wiggins. No matter what your loans need, stop by High Plains Bank, 502 Central Avenue in Wiggins today. Also inquire about checking and savings accounts, as well as CDs at High Plains Bank in Wiggins. The Mustangs victorious in Game 2 of this doubleheader, winning 16-2. Answering the call and responding to that tough loss earlier this afternoon to the Northridge Grizzlies, Mustangs now go to 4-2 overall, 0-1 in Tri-Valley League play. Mustangs jumping on this Berthoud Spartans ball club early with 6 runs in the top of the first inning. And then in the third, adding 10 more to extend their lead to 16. And didn't look back as Nate Alexander was outstanding on the mound for the Mustangs, going 4 innings, and Goto came in there in the 5th, striking out all 3 batters he faced. As the Mustangs defensively played very well, offensively produced as they have done for the most part all year. Bats a little quiet in that first game. We kind of anticipated that as conversations with Coach Langford had suggested that Northridge ball club was going to be difficult. Not as difficult as it turned out to be, but nonetheless, Mustangs victorious, get the split on the day. And we'll head down the road playing a Tri-Valley League contest next Thursday against the Windsor Wizards. As the Mustangs will have a couple days to recover and regroup. As quite a few pitchers were used here today, those couple days of rest will go over well for the Mustangs. As the final line reads for Fort Morgan, 16 runs. Berthoud has 2. It's a final. Mustangs win. I'd like to thank our sound engineer and producer of Mustang Baseball back in the studio, Alan Lance. I'm Josh Miller with a final score on the road. Mustangs 16, Spartans 2. We'll be back with you on Thursday against the Windsor Wizards. You've been listening to Mustang Baseball on B106, B106.com. Have a good night, everybody.